Hi everyone, Charlotte from New Zealand Shores here, just jumping in with my latest update for this week. We do have a few things to cover off that have changed over the last 7 days, plus some exciting news about a potential announcement both from us and from Immigration New Zealand. So as you may or may not be aware, everywhere outside of the Auckland region has now moved down to alert level 2 in terms of COVID. What that means is everything's open. Gyms, restaurants, public spaces, workspaces. So we are back in our offices this week. Auckland does remain at alert level 4, which is full lockdown, which has of course posed some challenges in terms of immigration and visa applications. However, we have had 2 really great things happen in the last week on that front. The first is that variation of conditions applications for varying the conditions of employment have gone online. That became live on Friday last week. So if you are changing employer and remaining in the same region, or moving accredited employers, or if you've had a change in your job with your current employer, so like a promotion, for example, we can now submit those applications online rather than going through the paper-based process, which is really awesome. It will mean they process faster. Everything that is submitted online happens a lot faster than anything that's paper-based. So that's a really great change. I'm really happy that's been put in place. It's been something we've been asking for probably at least the last 2 or 3 years. The other great thing that's come out is that all paper-based applications and documentation, which ordinarily gets sent to the Auckland branch, which is immigration's main documentation branch, they are now diverting all of that mail to other branches around New Zealand. So we can go back to sending applications to immigration and they will go to different branches to be processed. So there shouldn't be too many delays on that front anymore. We do also understand that they have had sent some staff into offices to pick up applications which have been submitted or were partway through process, to push those out to other branches as well, just so they can at least get some continuation with that processing. We haven't got an update on when Auckland moves to level 3, and level 3 would mean that some of their staff could return to the offices. So we don't know what that looks like yet. We are still waiting to hear, but as soon as we have that information, we will of course share it with you. Another change on the immigration front this week, border exemptions for family members of teachers have gone live. So if you are a teacher in New Zealand and you have family stuck offshore, that's partners and dependent children, those partners and dependent children are now able to apply for border exemption requests to enter New Zealand. Online form costs $45 per family. Takes about 2 to 3 days to process at the moment, and they get invited to apply for what's called a critical purpose visitor visa. That's a visa at the moment that facilitates entry to New Zealand while our border remains restricted, and once they're on shore they would then go ahead and obtain the open partnership for work visas and visitor visas or student visas for your children. So that's really great as well. If you are one of those people, if you are either a teacher in New Zealand and your family is stuck offshore, or if you are a family member offshore of a teacher, please feel free to reach out and we can absolutely give you some advice around that process. The other thing that is exciting to share is we've now heard from 2 sources within government that there is due to be an announcement around expressions of interest for the skilled migrant category within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So as a lot of you will know, especially if you're onshore in New Zealand, the selection process for those EOIS has been on hold since April 2020. An announcement was due in April, which we of course didn't get, and we are still waiting for that to come through. So yeah, apparently a decision was made by the minister back in June as to what he wanted to do with that selection process and the criteria for resuming those selections, but apparently we finally have that information coming to us in a couple of weeks' time. So we will keep you posted. As soon as we hear anything, absolutely we will let you know. Make sure you are signed up to our database to receive emails. That's the fastest way that we communicate mass changes to all of our clients. Otherwise, of course, if you are already a client of New Zealand Shores, you will already be in that database, plus we will all send out emails to our clients as well. So hope everyone's having a great week wherever they are. Like I said, few good bits of news this week, and hopefully we can start to give you some more news in the next week or two. There is also a big announcement from New Zealand Shores specifically coming on the 1st of October. So please stay tuned, and we will look forward to giving you that information. See you later, everyone. Bye.